I'm Rick Zamperin, and this is the CHCH Newsmakers Podcast. The 19th annual Bright Run for Breast Cancer Research is coming up September 12th at Christie Lake Conservation Area. More than 1,500 people are expected to participate while supporting breast cancer research at Hamilton's Juravinski Cancer Center and McMaster University. Joining me on Newsmakers with all the details is Bright Run event chair and breast cancer survivor, Nancy McMillan. Nancy, thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So this is coming up. We're roughly a month away or so. How are things looking?
4 weeks and 3 days. We're doing exceptionally well. Everything is right on track, if not exceeding what we were hoping for.
Okay. So talk about the planning. What goes into this?
We start planning. We take the Sunday off after the Bright Run event, and on the Monday we start again
It
for
takes
the
a whole
following
year, really?
We put a year's worth of energy into it. There's about 12 volunteers that work year-round on our executive, and we have 250 volunteers who a smattering during the lead up, and then they all hit on event day. So it takes a lot of planning because we're all volunteers, and it's just a matter of when people have time, and they make time to get the job done.
I've always said Hamilton has, and for many years, an amazing crop of volunteers. Whenever there's an event or a cause or something where we need people to volunteer their time, they're right there. They're amazing.
Absolutely, and I think in this particular case, the outswell of support because it's local.
Right.
Everybody wants to be on board to support something locally that's benefiting our community. So, volunteers number one.
And that's one of the biggest parts of this event is that the money's raised goes to support people that need it the most in our community.
Absolutely. One of my favorite questions is, where does the money go? Nowhere. It stays right here to support the research that we're doing right here at MAC and the Juravinski Cancer Center. So we're very proud of that.
How are registrations going, and can people still sign up to take part?
brightrun.ca/register. Yes. We are trending far ahead of last year.
Okay.
So it's going to be another wonderful year, probably 1,500 to 1,700 people we're hoping to have out. And registration goes right up until the Friday before the event, but you can still come and register day of as well.
Amazing.
Yep.
And over the years, you have raised a lot of money doing this.
$6.6 million. Yes, we have.
Wow.
And very proud to say that every dollar that our fundraisers raise, every dollar goes to support research. All of our operating and overhead expenses are covered by our community partners because I know how hard it is to raise money. I've been fundraising, I think, since my dad said I was about 6. And asking people for money, my goodness, that's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
That's heavy lifting.
Especially in this economy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very mindful of that, and not a cent goes to anywhere but breast cancer research.
So what was in your DNA or in your blood back as an early child trying to do something like this?
Okay, so from a sports analogy, you'll like this one.
Yeah.
I think in public school, I remember selling hot dogs and pizza on Hot Dog Pizza Day, and we were raising money to buy basketballs for our gym. My father reminded me basketballs that I would never use because at 5 feet tall, I was not the first kid called for that particular team, but I was fundraising for that at that early age, and I've been fundraising ever since. Miles for Millions back in the day, all kinds of events. I don't even think twice.
Yeah.
I like to give people the opportunity to help versus asking for money.
Right.
Right?
That's a great legacy. So this is the 19th annual.
Yes.
How did this all start?
Back in 2007, a number of medical oncologists and folks that worked at the Juravinski Cancer Center were hearing about other events that were going on in the region and thought, well, we've got world-renowned researchers right here. I wonder, let's have an event here. And when they looked out at the patient base, patients such as I at that time said, oh yeah, if you have something, I'll be there. I'll support it beyond just writing a check. I'll go and I'll fundraise and I'll attend. So back in 2008, they had the first Bright Run, and they were expecting maybe 500 people and maybe raise 250, 300. Well, they had about 750 attendants, and they raised, I think it was over $300,000 in year one of a let's see how this goes.
Pretty good.
Very good.
And you've been hooked ever since.
Yes. for the first 4 years, I was a participant. I walked the first year with my medical oncologist. I didn't have a hair on my head. Mind you, he was bald, so we kind of, we were quite the team.
Two peas in a pod.
So yeah, Dr. Arnold and I walked together, and I did that for the first 4 years with my family and colleagues, neighbors, and friends. And then in year 4 or 5, things sort of morphed into, would you like to help us out with, on one of our committees? And I said yes, and here I am.
Mm-hmm. Now that you're the event chair, so what do you get to do and what do you not get to do, I guess? You might have some grand ideas that maybe are too big or too small. What's your capacity as event chair?
My go-to answer is yes, and let's figure it out.
Right.
I think that's part of the success of the Bright Run, is we are wide open to new ideas. Whether it be do this, stop doing that, have you thought about this? So what do? I don't do as much as people give me credit for, because we have so many people supporting us through our volunteer base and people in the community. What don't I do? I know my skill set, so I stay away from anything too technical when it comes to a computer. But anything other than that, I'm willing to give it a go. I'm willing to learn new things.
Yeah.
Old dog, new tricks, sure.
Right. Talk to us about event day. It's Bright Run Day. There's, well over 1,000, almost 2,000 people in attendance. What's the vibe like?
Okay, so I've got goosebumps already.
Okay.
It's a day like no other. It's energy, it's electricity, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm, smiles, miles and miles of smiles, hugs, happy tears, dancing. It's electric. From the time you turn off of Highway 5 into Christie Lake Conservation Area, you can feel the vibe of just the excitement of it all. Yeah. And a lot of our participants say, I look forward to this every year because this is the energy I need to get through the next year, whether they're a cancer patient, a survivor, or a community member. There's just an energy there that you capture, and it sustains you.
It almost sounds like it's a release for some people. They've been waiting for this day, and finally they can
Absolutely.
do it. Absolutely.
It's something that people really look forward to. And those 2 words that I hear on event day, well, I can't wait till next year. Yeah, that's what it's all about, looking forward.
Yeah. What kind of feedback do you get from participants? Whether they participated the first time or this is going to be their 19th time.
It's like nothing they've ever experienced. It's somewhat of an extension of the Juravinski Cancer Center for patients, because they're seeing so many of the people that they see in a different setting out at the event. The Juravinski Cancer Center is a sense of family and community. You really feel that you're at home and well taken care of there as a patient. You come to the Bright Run, and that just extends into Christie Conservation Area. It's people bring family, friends, come from all over the place. We've had people come internationally to support family members for Bright Run Saturday. That's the type of feedback. It can't wait till next year.
Yeah.
Why did I wait so long to come?
You mentioned walking with your oncologist the first 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do many specialists, oncologists, people in the healthcare industry who are at Juravinski take part in this event year in and year out?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. The breast disease site team, which is anybody and everybody that has to do with a breast cancer patient, we have so many of that particular team out at the event. If you are a breast cancer patient or you are a survivor, you come to the event, you will see your medical oncologist. You'll probably see your surgeon. You'll see your radiation oncologist and also the radiation therapist. You'll see your primary care nurses. You'll see the receptionist. Everybody is there to support the event, but also to support the people who are supporting the event.
That must be so huge for a survivor, a patient, to see the people that are treating them, who are regular human beings but have a certain specialty in this field, and is striving to save your life and do everything possible. For them to take part in the event, it's got to be a cool moment.
It is cool because when you go into a clinic appointment, you don't really have the opportunity to, hug anybody. You go to the Bright Run and it's like, whoa,
right.
It's hugs abound.
The walls are down and
with all of the medical professionals that they're real people and they really do care. And the patients and survivors, they really care about the people caring for them.
Yeah. What kind of impact do you think this has on people who are going through what they're going through right now in terms of all the money that's being raised, the impact that it's going to have? At the end of the day, how are they going to be affected?
They're going to know that by participating in the Bright Run, they are making a difference for, unfortunately, the folks that are coming behind them. Mm-hmm. And they're also making a difference for folks like me, who 19 years later are still here, because we're still doing research not only for clinical practice for newly diagnosed, but also for old birds like me who are out there and can say that we had breast cancer. But the fact that you've had breast cancer, that's a badge that you wear very proudly. Yeah. But there are things that we can still be doing better to improve the overall experience. So that's the contribution. Mm-hmm.
Take me back to the first time you heard that you had breast cancer. What was that like?
It took a while to hear those two words. Going back even further, I woke up from a dream one night, and in the dream I had seen this pink ribbon. Yeah, okay. And for some reason, I put my hand over here, and this is like 4:03 in the morning, not to be too precise, and I felt a lump, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So rolled over, went back to sleep, got up in the morning, checked it out again in the shower, and thought, yeah, okay. And there it began. But it wasn't until probably weeks later that anyone ever said, oh, by the way, and it wasn't, oh, by the way, yes, you have breast cancer. Okay. I remember going back to my office that day, sitting down at my desk, thinking, well, I don't know why I got this, but I'm sure there's a reason, and I'm going to find out. So here I am. This is why.
Right. And so what year was that when you were diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 2007, 3 days before my 10th wedding anniversary.
Wow. Was it a wake-up call? Did you suspect something was awry?
No.
It just came out of the blue?
Nothing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So how did it change your life?
For the better. It may sound odd, but probably breast cancer is one of the best things that I have had the opportunity to experience. I have learned so much about humanity, so much about how the human body actually works, come to realize that I can do things that I didn't think I could do before. The circle of people that I've had the opportunity to meet, second to none. I'm very, very fortunate on so many angles.
Right. What was your treatment like, and how were you during that time?
So I started out with, I had a lumpectomy, and then we followed that very closely with chemotherapy. And prior to the first of 8 chemos, I went out and bought myself pink fluffy slippers, the house coat.
You were getting ready.
I was ready. Yeah. And I went for chemo. I came home, put on my gear, sat in the lazy boy chair, and waited to throw up. So 19 years later, I'm still waiting.
Really?
I was very, very fortunate. And again, every person's diagnosis and every person's treatment plan and the way they react is very unique to that individual. Right. I was very, very fortunate. And so I followed the chemo with 30 rounds of radiation therapy.
And is that a lot?
Not today. Today, well, it was then. Right. Today, a similar diagnosis, keeping in mind everybody is different, it can be as low as 5 radiation treatments.
Wow.
So that didn't happen because somebody woke up one morning and said, well, let's try 5 and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's because of the research. And just going back to the chemo, there were a lot of great drugs back then to help with nausea. Now, the incidence that I hear of people feeling significantly unwell has very much dropped, again, because of the advancements we've made in the field having to do with managing symptoms and side effects. So I followed that with Herceptin. That was a 13 infusion go every 3 weeks. So it was a long journey. I signed up for the whole program.
Yeah. Did anything surprise you along the way? Whether your reaction to something or something that you didn't think was going to go well and it did?
I'm a half full glass kind of girl, so everything's going to go well. Pollyanna, rose-colored glasses. So I didn't expect things to not go well.
Okay.
And I say to people a lot of the time, I think how your treatment protocol goes and how well you handle it is managed by the muscle that's right between your ears, the way you approach things, the way you look at things. So did anything surprise me? Probably the fact that I didn't get sick. That surprised me. Okay. No. I was very lucky. What surprised me was the fact that when I graduated from Juravinski and I no longer needed to go there, I was in tears. I was leaving a place that I felt safe and at home and cared for and comfortable. That surprised me, I think.
Interesting. If I'm probing too deeply, you let me know.
I will.
Lumpectomy. What is that?
So a lumpectomy is where they target the growth cells, and they're able to go in and just take those out. Now they call it breast conserving surgery.
Okay.
So back in the day, a lot of times, and prior to my time, the go-to was we'll just do a mastectomy and remove the breast and all of the affected area. A lumpectomy is they can really target where the cancer is and go in and just get that, just get what they need.
Wow.
So
and again, this is a procedure that is made possible through funding, research, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, research has decided, no, we don't need to do the whole shenanigans. We can just take what we need, and it's even advanced much, much further since then. With some of the research that we've funded, there's an application during the surgical procedure where they can reduce the swelling or reduce the bruising, because if you do that, you can get on to the next step quicker. And waiting, if you're a patient person, good for you. This will test your patience, because waiting is probably one of the hardest parts when it comes to dealing with breast cancer.
Right. And is that in terms of waiting for procedures to happen or waiting for the next thing to be scheduled? Talk about that.
This cannot be rushed.
Okay.
So if you want it done properly, you take your time and you do it properly. You can't rush on to the next thing until this has taken hold. So it's not a lack of scheduling or availability. It's this takes time. Yeah. This is a big deal.
In the meantime, you're building relationships with the healthcare professionals.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure other cancer patients there as well.
There's a gal that's on our Bright Run executive now. She and I went through it exactly the same time.
Really?
19 years ago, yes.
Wow.
And then there's folks that my husband will bump into on Bright Run Saturday that he sat with in the chemo suite waiting for me. So there's other husbands that he sees them annually at the event. So yeah, you get to meet a whole bunch of other people. And when I was doing radiation 30 days in a row, I learned an awful lot about the social life of young people who are my radiation therapists. So how was the weekend? And that's the kind of relationship you have.
Right. Who needs social media when you have these
young
healthcare professionals to tell you what's going on? What was that process like, the radiation? What happens? How long does it last? Give us some of the details of that.
Back then, it took longer to change into the lovely blue gown than it did to actually have the radiation treatment with the linear accelerator. Yeah.
Wow.
So they do an awful lot of work up front to make sure that they get all the beams lined up correctly. And then when you go in, they line up everything. There's 2 people out in the room with you. There's 2 people in what I call mission control, making sure that everything is lined up to the hair. And zzz, okay, next. And you're done.
Really?
Yeah.
And it lasts that long, like a couple seconds?
It doesn't last very long at all. Getting you lined up takes longer than the actual procedure, I would say. And it's like there's nothing. Like you don't feel anything. You may hear a zzz, but it's really cool because these beams come out of the wall to line up everything precisely on your body.
That's tremendous.
And I have tattoos. So I am a cool grandma because I have 4 tattoos.
That's amazing. What's the recovery like? You mentioned you didn't get sick, but how did you feel? Were you down? Were you
tired?
Tired, yeah.
Yeah, fatigue, I think.
Right.
Because your body is working very, very hard to deal with the chemo that's coming into your system to kill all the bad guys, and the radiation is akin to a microwave. So once you're finished radiation, you're still, quote, cooking a little bit after the treatments are finished. And that takes energy for your body to adjust to that. So maybe some of the energy you would want to have to go out and stay up late, like past 9 o'clock, you're not able to do because you just don't have enough fuel in the tank during that particular time.
Yeah. Would you describe it as a grind?
No.
No?
No. No. It's something that had to be done, so you do it. Do you describe doing the laundry and unloading the dishwasher as a grind? Well, no, it's something that has to be done. You don't have to like it,
right,
but it has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Thinking, I'm doing all this, and I'm going to get better by around this date. Did you get that sense at all?
I always knew I was going to get better, just by choice. And I don't think I can honestly say... I was always looking forward to having my level of energy back, because I'm not traditionally one to sit still. And I had to sit still because I just didn't have enough oomph. So after each section, the surgery was over, had to do the recovery, because there's certain things you just can't do once you've had.
Yeah.
And then the chemo, well, yeah, there wasn't... It was like, let's get the next thing done and get on to the next thing. So there was always light at the end of each one of those individual tunnels.
After that recovery time, it was on to step 2 or 3 or whatever the case was. How important was it for you, because you're a very mentally strong individual, to stay that way? Because you hear a lot of people, when they get that diagnosis, they kind of retract and think, oh, this is it. Like, I'm going to go through this process. I'm not going to make it. And they have that negative kind of sense. You're a very positive person. That must have played a big part in your recovery.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah.
And it was also interesting in dealing with my friends and family and people in the community. The folks that I thought would be there to support me, in some cases, they went silent, which I couldn't quite understand why that was. I sure understand now, but I couldn't understand that. So that kind of played on my mind a little bit. What have I done? That would probably be one of the biggest challenges, but that was offset by other people who came out of the tall grass, who were clients of mine at the time, or neighbors, or like remote friends, 2 times removed.
Right.
Okay, I'm taking you to radiation on Tuesdays.
Wow.
Really? Okay. Right? And other folks who I thought would be there. And a lot of people, not a lot, there were a number of people who said nothing, because I found out later, didn't know what to say. And one of the things,
common thing.
Yeah, one of the things I say to everybody is, the best thing you can say to somebody when you don't know what to say is, I don't know what to say here.
Right. Kind of breaks down the barrier.
That opens all of the doors.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily going to hear the whole life story, but it tells people that, I'm thinking about you. I have no idea what I can say that can make things better. But, yeah. So that was a learning.
For someone who's just received their diagnosis, they're fresh out of the the hospital room, and they've gotten that news, what would your advice be to them?
Just stop. Gather your thoughts quietly. Recognize what you're thinking. Recognize how you're feeling. Know that that's okay. And just be in that moment for as long as that moment takes. And then carry on. Because it's real. And everyone around you is going to react differently. But the most important reaction is yours. So just stop and be and carry on.
Did you have to do that just once, or kind of a few times along the way?
No. You press the reset button as often as you need to, because it doesn't wear out.
Right. Yeah, and you want to kind of rejuvenate that feeling of, I got this, right?
Yep. And some days you don't have it, and you don't know where you left it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's okay.
Back to the Bright Run.
Yep.
Christie Conservation Area, wonderful place to have this thing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, there's lots of room for you guys to walk and run around. Again, if people want to get involved, whether it's through sponsorship, or they want to walk, or they want to run, or maybe they want to just donate some money to help the cause, where can they go?
Or maybe they just want to come and feel the excitement.
Yes.
And we need cheerleaders.
Cheer on people. Best
source of information is brightrun.ca.
Okay.
Everything's on there. All of our event day stuff is being uploaded now that we have a current confirmation of everything. So everything about the event is there. You can register there, brightrun.ca/register. You can donate. If you're looking for a team to sponsor, I'm definitely welcoming any type of sponsors. And oh, by the way, if you're looking for my team, it's McMillan's Madcaps.
Okay.
You can donate. If you're interested in volunteering, again, brightrun.ca/volunteer. We're looking for all kinds of people. Registration is open right up until event day. We do close down online registration on Friday morning, the 11th, but come on Saturday and you can register on site as well. And I encourage everybody to just, when somebody says to you, so, hey, how was your weekend? What are you doing? Oh, well, I was getting ready, choosing my outfit for the Bright Run. Oh, what's that? You tell them, 9 times out of 10, that person will say, well, can I support you? Like, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
And you haven't asked them for a nickel, but you've just told them about what you're doing. So we're welcoming all those types of initiatives too.
Yeah, spread the news and get more people on board.
Yeah.
McMillan's Madcaps, where did that name come from?
I was desperate for a name. Some of my friends were throwing out names, and so, okay, that works. That has now morphed into I wear a hat on event day with a bra on it. So I can be easily identified in the crowd because, nobody else has taken to that level of
and are your
frivolity.
teammates following that lead?
They did for a while, and then it was, okay, you're on your own. Yeah. So I don't really know where it came from. I know, Sandy, I know where the name was originated, but okay, that works. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. It's got a nice ring to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there a fundraising goal this year?
Yep. $500,026.
Okay. 26 being the year that we're in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. It's a lofty goal. You've hit it before, right? Okay, we should get there. Brightrun.ca.
We will get there.
Okay, we will get there.
And then some.
Nancy, thanks for the time. Thanks for sharing your story as well. I know it's going to help a lot of people
My
who
pleasure.
are going through the process or maybe just starting that. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. That is a wrap for the Newsmakers podcast. A big thanks to the all-star cast behind the scenes. If you like today's episode, click the thumbs up, hit subscribe. You can leave a comment as well. Catch the Newsmakers podcast on chch.com/podcasts and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.